Okay, let's talk today about making assumptions and how we all do it and how we need to stop because it makes us take things way too personally, then a whole host of new problems we create for ourselves. We've all heard to assume means to make an ass out of you and me. But it's more than that because what happens when we're making assumptions and when we're taking things personal, like when someone criticizes us or offers a suggestion and it's received as like an attack. What's really happening is they are projecting their own shit, which we're taking as our shit, and then we're responding uh, based on our own shit. So it's all about people being up in their shit and not really having an awareness about how they're taking information in or how they're projecting their own BS outward. So let's break that down a little bit, and I want to give you some examples. One of the biggest assumptions I see in people approaching change and very uncomfortable, stuck in a fixed mindset, uh, they often assume that they're going to fail. So I start seeing really either defensive behaviors or just complete shutdown, give up, burn it to the ground, walk away type behavior, thinking, and actions to support that. You start thinking about, well, why are they assuming that they're going to fail? And oftentimes it's because they don't have a lot of successes to prove otherwise. It's also because a lot of their self talk and the language that's happening inside their head is centered around somehow being inadequate and not good enough, which is a foundational level that a lot of us operate from and form core beliefs based upon. Not enough. Or too much. That's another talk. Well, if I'm not good enough and you're challenging anything about me, that's reinforcing my belief. So I have to fight you about it. You're kind of holding up a mirror and reflecting back to me something that I believe about myself. Whereas if we feel confident in what we're doing, then hearing feedback, we don't need to be defensive because we have confidence already in ourselves and what we've done. Here's a great example. When I'm teaching inside the prison, there's often an assumption that I am not actually there to support them. And it's something that I actively work to reinforce with my students. But it takes time to build that trust because you're operating in an environment where there's not a high level of trust and a number of people don't have your best interest in mind. So they'll default to assuming that as an instructor, I don't either. You're making this too hard and this is too difficult, and being very mindful of my tone, say, what do you know about the test? Well, it's a test that you're going to have essay questions and it's going to be really hard. How do you know it's going to be hard? Well, because, like the homework's been a lot of effort and we've had to spend time on it. We kind of go through this process, and I break it down and I bring them out of emotion back into cognitive functioning reasoning. Frontal lobe, what separates us from the rest of the animal kingdom. And they start saying, oh, whoa. What I love about this moment is that you see a light bulb come on about how many assumptions that they don't even realize they're actually making. How true is that for all of us throughout our day pretty regularly? Now, the example that I've given is about negative assumptions. Can assumptions also be positive? Absolutely. And if only we could make more positive assumptions. Obviously, assumption in our culture and our language has a negative connotation. But to assume good things, to assume that someone means well, then you're really giving yourself an incredible gift, and life is so much easier. So if we're going to make assumptions, may we please stop assuming the worst and instead start assuming that people are doing their best given the skill sets that they have, given their capacity, their capability, how much sleep they got, what they had to eat, the phone call they had 5 minutes earlier, all of these things that accumulate into the very moment we find ourselves in now, to assume that someone's doing their best. What an incredible gift to give to other people. And what an incredible gift to give to yourself. Thank you for joining me today about assumptions. If you haven't subscribed to my blog, please do so at withmegancook.com. There's a little blog tab. You could sign up there. And please subscribe to my YouTube videos and check out some of the other topics. I'll be seeing you again soon.